Hi, and thank you so much for joining me for today's process video. And today I'm documenting a photo of inside a record store in New York. It's called Rough Trade. I'll tell you more about that in a second. But I wanted to use Jen Hadfield's Groovy Darlin collection. I've got loads of this collection and I've barely made a dent really. And I remembered a beautiful layout that Julie Taylor did for Hey Little Magpie last year. And I've used that as inspiration to scrap this photo. So Rough Trade Records is near Radio City in New York on 6th Avenue, and we visited last year. Ross loves his vinyls. He had vinyls when he was younger, like most of us did, and then his mum and dad, when they had a clear out after he had left home, threw them all away. He was furious. Anyway, last year he and Amelia joined together and got a record player, and they've been slowly building their vinyl collection. So when he saw Rough Trade Records last year, we went in and he treated himself. And so that was one of our first stops when we went this year. In fact, there was nothing that he wanted this year. He's built his collection so much so quickly that he's having a little pause, I think, before he continues to buy. But when we got home, we found out that there is one in Liverpool, and it's actually a British label. So it was set up in 1976 in London, and they've expanded over to New York. I'm not sure if they're still a record label now, but they certainly have lots of record stores. And I just felt that this Jen Hadfield collection would be perfect for the vibe of any kind of record store, really. They're proper 1970s vibes, aren't they, when you go in? So you can see probably from this picture, there's loads of pop art and things all around. So I just thought that this collection would work really nicely. So it's a 4x6 photo that I snapped just while I was stood at the door. You can see James in the background actually having a look through. Can't really see Ross or Amelia, unfortunately, in the photo, but I wasn't really focusing on the people. I just wanted a picture of inside the store. So I've grabbed some ephemera pieces. You can see here. I just went through them off camera to have a look. The problem with this collection is that a lot of the ephemera pieces are absolutely huge. Julie and I did discuss this when we were together. So it's not the easiest collection to use all the time, but I think if you pair some of your own bits with it and do some fussy cutting, it works really nicely. So I found this title that says Take It Easy, and I didn't want too much green on this page, and this was a little bit too much. So this is the perfect opportunity, as I say, to do some fussy cutting and create my own subtitle. Well, it's a title really. I haven't got many words on this page. So there it is. I just fussy cut around the edge, so there's much less green on that, and it's not quite as blocky. That works really nicely in that bottom corner. So I wanted to move the stack over a little bit. It was just a bit too central, and I definitely wanted it justified to the left. And then I'm pulling out one of these bits and pieces, fabric tabs from Hey Little Magpie that says Smile, and just stapling that to the photo. And then I am going to start gluing this all down together as a block soon, so that I can then add some mixed media in the background. So I'm once again trying this Oh Happy Day title. I had tried it on a previous layout and it didn't make it. And once again, it's not made it on this one. It will one day. But it was just a few too many words because I definitely wanted to get Rough Trade on here as well. So I decided to leave that. So just having a look through to see if there's anything else I can add. You can see I've added a little flag at the top of that photo there. And just seeing what else there is. I wanted a tab to add. I don't actually use this for the date today. I use it for a little word sticker, but I do like to use these tabs on my pages. So just having a look through to see if there are any words that I liked, and then I found the one Explore, and that's what he was doing, exploring through the records. So I add that. It doesn't go to the bottom there, it actually goes up to the top of the page in the end, but I do try it in a couple of places first. So, and then I just decide just add the glue and stick it down, stop messing. So just adding that little flag there to the top of the photo. And then I'm going to start gluing things to each other, but not to the background, so that, as I say, I can add some mixed media. Just tucking that postcard piece in a little bit more. It was sticking out a little bit too much. You'll see from Julie's layout that I'll pop in the top right-hand corner there that she kept hers nice and tight. It didn't expand too much onto the whole of the background paper. I'm not really particularly good at doing that. I tend to go further and further apart until it's filling the page. You'll see as I progress, but I'm still happy with the finished result. It's different from Julie's, but it's I'm still, like I say, it's still beautiful for my album, which is what I wanted. So definitely needed to get this cassette tape in because of music. It's not a record, but it's music. And then I wanted a second tag up the top here, just for balance really, if nothing else. So I've cut this circle web from the Hey Little Magpie dies, cut it in black again just to make everything else pop a little bit more. You can see the photo is very black. They've got a lot of black stands and black ceilings in that shop, so wanted to bring a little bit more black down to the bottom there, and it acts as a nice focal point for the title to sit on. So just adding a little bit of glue so that I can add that there. There we go. And I've got that little set of glasses as well. I think that was from the ephemera pack. I had the papery pack from this and one of the ephemera packs, and then I split the papery pack with my friend Helen because there's just so much in it and she hadn't got that yet. So I said, don't buy it, you can have some of mine, because it's ridiculous how much stuff they put in those papery packs. Not that I'm complaining, it's always wonderful to have lots of embellishments to embellish your pages with. So I added that green floral piece at the bottom there. I just felt that it needed a shelf to sit on. Everything was feeling a little bit loose, and that's where, like I say, I tend to drag things out and across the page a lot more than Julie has in her original, but it worked for me. It just, the shape wasn't working that I was building on my page, so that's what I did. I'm adding one of those little gold paper clips at the top. That's going to be coming soon in an embellishment box. If you haven't seen the exciting news, we're going to be bringing out monthly embellishment boxes at Hey Little Magpie. So I've had a whale of a time sourcing lots of new products to go into those for the next few months. So now using that Tim Holtz stencil just to add a little bit of texture to the background, and I'm using my Ice Spruce, is it called? I think it's called Ice Spruce ink pad, just to blend through the stencil. And then once I've done some stencil work, I'm also going to use the stamp, the Distressed Grid stamp from Hey Little Magpie. You can see that to the right of the screen. I use the circular one because, again, it's sort of reminiscent of records, really, isn't it, with that circular element. So I think I'm just about happy with that. Blending just a little bit more. I'm being very light with the blending because I don't want it to be too heavy on the background, just a very, very subtle hint. Bit more on this side, and you have to bear in mind when you're ink blending that it does dry a little bit paler than when it first goes on the page, so just making sure it's dark enough that it does show through. So now with that same ink pad, I'm just going to stamp this a couple of times. That's on the bottom right hand corner here, and then I'm going to bring one up to the top, and this time not use the circular element but use the other side, just so it just peeps out a little bit like that. Almost gets covered up by everything, but I'm really happy with the finished result. And then I'm bringing out this new These Memories stamp, and it's got some little sparkly bits, just those 4 pointed stars that you see in a lot of sort of 70s collections. So I'm just going to stamp that in a couple of places, once again in that same ink. I tried doing some finger stamping, but decided it would be much easier just to use a block. I was just being a bit lazy, but I grabbed a smaller block and I'm just stamping that around the edges again. So that block of photo and paper isn't yet stuck down, but I just keep bringing it back in to check that I'm happy with the positioning. Now I'm coming in with a yellow ink. This is fossilized amber, and just adding some splatters around the same areas where I've done that stamping and stenciling, just to bring a bit of that yellow in, because I've got it on that Take It Easy title, but not really many other places on the page. There is some yellow on the photo, so I just wanted to bring that in a little bit more. And now I'm going to add some twine just in orange, and I've added a little heart charm to that twine. Now this heart charm is actually blue on the reverse, but it's a gorgeous gold copper colour on the back, and that's the side that I want to show. So I've put it on upside down, if you like, and just threading those threads, well, one of them through the second tag and the other one just leaving it free. And then I use plenty of ATG to get this all stuck down. And I'm just using the lines on the paper as a guide to make sure that that green strip along the bottom is straight. So there we go, just need to deal with those threads. So I'm going to use my tiny attacher from Tim Holtz and just staple those in place. Just a bit all fingers and thumbs here, but get there in the end. I think we're nearly there. I do want to add my title and also these. These are from the Hadfield Stardust collection, but the colours are more or less the same as this one. So I just pulled those out to use with this collection rather than taking more enamel dots because I do have quite a collection. So I'm just using these on this page. So I'm focusing in on the orangey yellows and the greens, and then just bringing in 1 or 2 pinks at the end. And again, using that 4-pointed star shape. There are stars on here as well, but I wanted to just use that same shape. And a little one on that tag, just for some interest. And then I'm bringing in another sticker. This is a green one with some little variegated green hearts going across, and that's just going to be added to the top there. And then this one says Totally Happy. And then this red alphabet that was in the sticker book as well, and I'm going to spell out Rough Trade. Now, I didn't have 2 R's, but I resolved that by using a P and then a K, and you'll see me just cutting the bottom bit of the K off to overlap onto that P, and that works really well. You can't tell unless you look very closely. So there's the P, and then here's the K, and like I say, just cutting the bottom bit off and then overlapping that onto the P. There we go. So there's my second title, and then a little bit of journaling at the bottom of the photo just to explain where we were and what we were doing. My roller date stamp will go on that postcard papery piece just next to the place postage here stamp area. And then I had this little pink heart, foam heart, is from a Simple Stories foam sheet, and it's been hanging around on my desk forever. So I just added that to that little cluster at the bottom as well. And then I'm finally finishing off with some gold splatters, and that's it. So thank you very much, Julie, for the inspiration. If you want to know more about her layout, check out the Hey Little Magpie blog. It's on there from last summer. Otherwise, I shall see you again very soon. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye.